A Team 10 investigation has uncovered allegations of fraud during the devastating floods of January 2024. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt. Hundreds of homes were damaged during the brutal rainstorm that turned streets into rivers. Team 10 investigator Austin Grabish found when flood victims were at their lowest, people were trying to take advantage. Tonight, he follows through and shows the suspected reports of fraud FEMA received.
As flood victims were in the middle of tragedy, watching their homes get destroyed,
messed up my garage, has my garage totally flooded out.
Suspected fraudsters were quick to move in.
When there's a natural disaster like a flood, how widespread is fraud?
I would call it rampant. Fraudsters are human beings, and they like to pick the low-hanging fruit. And natural disasters represent that because they find people that are definitely an easier mark than they might normally be.
Jim Vogt is a certified fraud examiner and lecturer at San Diego State University. Team 10 asked him to review reports of suspected fraud made to FEMA during the January 2024 flood that ravaged southeastern San Diego. I uncovered the reports after making a Freedom of Information request.
Okay, so in this report that FEMA got, someone reported that someone was making a fraudulent claim. They said they have never lived at this address. They made an appointment with a FEMA inspector to come out and take pictures of our house while we were out of town. I want to make sure this person that doesn't own our house can make and collect a claim on it. What do you make of this?
It's outlandish, but unfortunately, these are the lengths that these people are willing to go to. It's very bold, and these fraudsters are very bold. And I think the boldness comes from, again, the chaos that surrounds all of this.
But as we saw with COVID fraud, the government is going after people who got government programs that they shouldn't have.
Exactly. And sometimes it takes a long time because first we have to get through the disaster, but then, okay, let's go back and try to identify the individuals.
Documents obtained by Team 10 show FEMA started getting tips months after the devastating flood ravaged neighborhoods like Southcrest and Shelltown. By April, the agency had doled out over $18 million in assistance. More than 2,400 households got grants. But according to tips sent to FEMA, not everyone should have. In one case, a resident contacted FEMA after discovering someone made a claim in their name. Quote, I did not file any claims and sold that property in October 2023, the concerned resident wrote.
The criminals that take advantage of people like this, number one, they have no qualms about taking advantage of people in these situations, or agencies that are providing relief, taking from the people that need it. They have no qualms about that.
Another tipster sent in an audio recording of two people allegedly conspiring to commit fraud. The tipster claimed one person got thousands of dollars from FEMA improperly. In another case, one woman was so brazen she allegedly lied about her car being damaged in the flood. Quote, this is not true, a tipster told FEMA. I know for a fact that this person was not involved nor anywhere near the flooded area. They broke their mirror on the driver's side by backing out of the driveway and not paying attention to how close they were to the trash can. The tipster sent photos to show the car's mirror was broken 2 months before the flood and said, it saddens my heart to know that this person has taken advantage of a natural disaster to gain profit in regards to getting her vehicle repaired.
How important are tips to fraud investigations?
Statistically, tips are the #1 way that most frauds are discovered.
Team 10 wanted to learn more about the extent of these cases, but the agency didn't return multiple requests for comment. FEMA did say in its reply to our Freedom of Information request that it didn't open any investigations into the alleged fraudulent claims. I asked Vogt why that might be.
The reality of it is there's a cost-benefit analysis here.
He says investigators tend to target the most egregious offenders.
I'd be looking for the ones where there's a trend that maybe there's perpetrators that are doing multiple frauds.
Vogt says because investigations are time-consuming, insurance companies and government agencies like FEMA don't always go after every tip they get.
It's always a numbers game. It's a resources game. Again, you can't spend more money to recover it than you lost. It just doesn't make sense.
He says with artificial intelligence now going mainstream, fraud is only going to get more common and easier for people to commit. The hope is as technology improves, so too will the ability to detect it. Austin Grabish, Team 10.